Hello, this is Formula One Fans of America. I am your host, Rich, and I've got with me the full crew. I got Jay, Fabs, and Migs. Two of us went to Spa this weekend, and I am not exaggerating whatsoever when this was one of the best weekends of my life.
Two went, one cried.
He did cry.
I literally,
bitch.
I waited until none of y'all were around. Sorry, I admitted it, but no, I literally cried tears of joy.
I can only imagine.
I was so happy. It like standing at the top of a Rouge, looking down and watching it, like a track that I've raced in Gran Turismo and other racing simulators for the rest of my life. Like it still like didn't compare. Like it really did not compare to seeing it in person. And like when I first like walked up to it before we climbed the hill and like, you know, we were just at the base, I just looked up and it was just like breathtaking. Like man, it's so much better in person and indescribable. Like nothing does it justice unless you're actually there. I can only imagine what it is like to drive on it. I do believe like there's something magical about this place, and it's why so many drivers have this as their favorite track. The closest thing I could compare it to would be like Laguna Seca in the United States, but like there's nothing, like really nothing else. And the only two GPs I've been to were street courses. So it's not like the history of the track, and you don't get that sensation, that feeling and emotion of how everything just, yeah, it's something almost ominous about it. Huge shout out and thanks and gratitude to my friends Felix and Noel for putting me and another friend up at their house. Also connecting us with La Taverne de Soiron. Like, I can't fucking speak French. We learned this weekend. I hilariously tried to pronounce words in French and I fucking just can't do it. I got Meg, do you know how to say this?
Kind of.
La Taverne de Soiron.
La Taverne de Soiron.
Yeah, you guys are Louisianans, yeah. So like I would hope you would know better than me, but yep, like they were trying to teach me French words, and like I tried 36 times to everybody's amusement, and like there's like a push sound. I just can't, like I literally was just like, my mouth doesn't work this way. Other languages I can speak and pronounce the words very well.
You gotta have it in the back of your throat.
This is why the time to train people in languages is from infancy, because infants make all the sounds. They have all the gurgles.
They don't shut up.
So what Rich isn't telling you is that he got made fun of by a 3-year-old because the 3-year-old, he was trying to get to speak English, and she's like, "No, die. I'm gonna."
She's like, French. "I do not speak the trash language."
No swill in this house.
She just said no, like yeah. Like I said, parlez-vous en anglais? No. But she followed me and Gavin around. She was very intrigued and interested by us, and like
you are
everybody, because people can't look away from a train crash.
Exactly.
Richard, you are
she reminded me so much of my own daughter. Like there's a funny story. I had the Katie Ant Pearls. They're like pink and purple, and my 3-year-old daughter was like, "Daddy, are those your mom's shoes?" And then just like laughed and walked away. And she has like that same energy. Like, I'm going to roast you. I'm going to let you know.
She's like, I'm going to find the thing you're most insecure about.
Amazing, smart. Like, yeah. But great family, great bar. Like, we'll tag them.
They gave me a ride to the train station and everything. I was so happy about that.
Belgian people are the opposite of French people.
Whoa.
Experiences. In East Belgian people are the opposite. The friends that I know and made along the way on the track, the guys that were sitting next to us, we bought them beers. They bought us beers. They were awesome. Like such an incredible, truly incredible experience. Only had one bad interaction with a French person, and I won't bring it up again. But everything else about this weekend, besides getting stung by a wasp, was.
But was it the French wasp?
It was.
Oh.
No, it was. It flew fucking from France to Belgium to fucking try and kill me.
After hearing him complain about this for 4 hours in dead stop traffic, well, let me rephrase this. I apologize, Rich. 2 hours at the track, and then 2 hours at the parking, where we literally sat dead stopped for fucking hours. Yeah, like
very well ran event. And like for the amount of people, I do think that they do their best to accommodate. But the parking situation was a complete fucking nightmare, and they gotta figure out. Like I don't know if there's any solution to this, Jay. And like if you have a better one, like I don't want to just bitch to bitch, but like I don't have a better option either. You're cramming so many people into a small space, and there's only so many ways in and out. And so like build new roads or something, but there's too many
just
elevation
have fucking traffic cops directing the fucking traffic, and boom, done. End of story.
They were
too busy with.
They were pretty lazy. Only other gripe that I had was that like all the bars and businesses around it stopped taking card and only accepted cash, and I had no euro, and I don't have a debit card on me at the moment because I lost it because I'm brilliant, and that's on me. But I had only like Polish currency, and they didn't want that. I did get trash. I did get 2 free glasses of wine because I'm like, I only have Polish cash. Like I have no other money. And she just poured it into a to-go cup and was just like, yeah. Ova. And I was like, okay, nice.
Your English,
so that was cool.
Out of my space. That's all it was.
I want to.
No, it was they literally like the kitchen was closed. I was trying to wait out the traffic.
With you, Rich.
Yeah. But they were very nice.
It's the bee venom. He's still a little sensitive.
I'm pretty sure it was a wasp or a hornet, but I was still allergic to that thing, and it hurt. Like I'm not exaggerating.
Was it a wasp? Was it a hornet? Was it a bumblebee? What was it?
It was a little honeybee.
No, that would have killed him. I'll give the event runners a lot of credit. After they figured out that I was a stupid fucking American and they got somebody to speak English, they were right up there to help Rich.
Yeah. And it was good. And I was able to tell them like, it's not my chest. I'm not breathing or no difficulty breathing. It's just an allergy to the wasp probably.
It's fine. You got stung in the leg, right?
No, in the inside of my bicep.
Oh,
yeah, like right there.
Funny enough.
It's still swollen.
EpiPen?
Yep. We both forgot our fucking EpiPens. That was.
I did. Normally, mine is always in my backpack. From now on, I'll carry one to me when I go to a race.
I normally have one in mine, but some preservatives and things like or not preservatives, insecticides.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You might actually knock me off. So no.
No.
Outside of that, the worst part of my weekend.
Because if you don't have your EpiPen, I'll just stab you in the leg with a fork.
Fuck! I forgot about that.
Yeah, and go lateral. Don't go medial.
Yeah. Fucking forgot about that. See, we could have done it right there on the spot, Rich. We'd have been fine. If you get stabbed with a fork in the outside leg, it triggers the same response as an epinephrine.
Neuroepinephrine?
Yes.
It's neuroepinephrine? Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you see why I wanted this lady on the show? Do you understand?
That's my 1 year of nursing school. I didn't.
She was able to say stab you in the leg with a fork with a smile on her face and get you two idiots to agree to do it to yourselves.
I've done it.
It's real.
No, I know it is.
It is a real thing, and I do know this.
It's still a great moment.
I didn't think about that. Also, like the Belgians next to us, I apologize I didn't get names. I have the Instagram and made a friend there, but they were supremely respectful and kind towards us. They knew we were U.S. veterans, and they appreciated us a lot. I got to go to the Bastogne Museum, and then the cemetery for the 101st Division soldiers from Band of Brothers, the Battered Bastards of the Battle of Bastogne. Very emotional.
That's
very
alliteration
moving.
For you.
In like the level of reverence and respect that the Belgians have for those men is like second to none. Sincerely, like it really is a place where they preserved it and kept it intact out of respect for what those men did for their country and what they endured.
Right.
Just I put it on my personal account, but it was very few times in your life will you get to achieve a childhood goal or a lifelong goal. And like going and seeing, just going to Spa was everything. As soon as I saw like how steep Eau Rouge was, it can't
cameras
be
don't do shit for it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not transposed over television. It's not even in the in-cockpit views. It's certainly not over the sim and everything else. When you walk up and walk to the top of it, like when I did on Sunday, that was when I cried, like in the morning, watching the Porsche Cup, because it just kind of all hit me. Like this is such a beautiful, beautiful place to begin with, but like thinking about all the history, reflecting about like how I have so many great friends that enabled this for me to happen, and then getting to reunite with good friends, even Dickface over there. But I brought an Army Ranger buddy of mine that I almost lost, a few years ago. He got shot in the neck, and he's still here with us, and he was there with us this weekend. And so that was awesome. Just so many moments of positive reflection. We stayed with a friend of mine at their house that I met in Poland. So I met him a year and a half ago, and he told me he grew up 20 minutes from Spa. And I said, like, if you'll let me stay, like I'll come to the race. And he's like, come whenever you want. If I'm here next year, like we're going back, like again, because it was no exaggeration, one of the best weekends of my life. Like,
and this time you're gonna fucking listen to me about the goddamn shuttle. Ass.
All right, I'll listen to you about the shuttle, but we had our own rental car, so like I was trying to do things the right way and keep control of yourself. Either way, the parking situation is a goddamn nightmare. So if you're watching this, go to the bar. I'll put it in the comments. It was awesome Uber. Tavern.
Uber's actually illegal in Belgium.
Fucking try that shit.
Oh really?
They outlawed it because of the taxi cab union.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole thing.
They're trying to lift it
and try.
Do you want to know how much the cab was? Because I took one up to Spa because they stopped running the shuttle. 80 fucking euro for 12 miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some capitalist bullshit right there. I love it.
Oh, I love them.
That's downright American.
So
I know, right? But
throttled race.
Jay, like, go ahead and chime in with your own experiences, since I'm being an emotional fuck.
Well, you are an emotional fuck, and you almost missed it all because you missed your goddamn flight, bitch. So we don't need to talk about it. Never mind. No. We're good. We missed all of Friday because Rich stayed up too late and decided it'd be a brilliant idea to take a nap.
I was talking to someone special on the phone.
I wasn't even going there with
it. Wait, a 12-year-old girl? Sorry, that was
I'm a 40-year-old man.
I wouldn't go that. I mean, bodily, yes. Mentally, you're kind of reaching there.
I don't think you want to talk about body, baby. Like I'm pretty more athletic than you.
I didn't say I fucking wasn't. Like, I'm just saying you have the body of a 40-year-old, but
yes, I do.
Your mindset's like 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you twirling the phone cord on your finger when you talked?
Way to date yourself with phones with cords.
But no,
your feet behind you just kicking.
I will say
basically,
this,
on my stomach, yeah.
I believe that part actually. I really, really do.
Like this?
What are you doing?
No, go. All right, anyways. Jay. Serious talk.
Sorry, I'll stop.
Okay, so I will say this now. Like, I know people got there at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to line up. Like, I actually sat next to a guy and I was talking to him on the train. They got there literally at 6 o'clock in the morning to get into Combs. And I'm like, bro, I showed up literally with 5 minutes to go and I still could have got to the place that we were at, Rich. Like, there were so many great viewpoints in that race. It was not even funny. We found for qualifying, we found a Marshall's gate.
You could not have gotten to where we were at with 5 minutes left, or I would have punched you in the mouth.
We would have been fighting, but it would have been fine because I would have stayed back like 5 feet.
You could, because you knew
we would have been fine.
We got there at 8 a.m. and held it down all day long with our Belgian friends. But yes, carry on.
Anyways, with as much space as was there is what I'm getting at, Rich. There was a ton of space around us. We definitely could have fucking had a lot more people there. But qualifying on Saturday, we found a Marshall's gate at the top of La Rouge, and we just sat there and watched it. Like the V10s roll. Yes, like we were able to stand there, and they just let us chill and watch it. And like
before deaf ass Gavin kept talking and screaming, and then she turned around and was like, "You guys need to go." And I was like,
"Yeah." She was like,
"Hero of ours, like good dude. Like I'll have him on eventually." But his deaf ass was screaming, and she just like turned around and was just like, "You guys can't be here anymore."
But I mean, absolutely phenomenal. We were so close that you could actually just feel the rumble in your chest for qualifying. Like
I got so close I could feel the wind of the cars coming past me, and like the shifts, like
the shifts, the brakes,
fucking hit you in your chest. Yes,
everything right there, and it was absolutely phenomenal because the way that the gate opened to where the La Rouge was, you could see up and around La Rouge, and it was just fucking incredible watching that from there. The place for the race that we actually got to, like Rich said, it was a great spot. We had La Rouge, we had the pit lane / start finish, and then we had the big screen right literally behind us. So we had every aspect of this, and we were able to sit there and watch, and just phenomenal seeing absolutely everything. I mean, I called my uncle from Spa like right whenever the race was starting and everything like that, because he got me into racing originally, and I'm like, look, here I am, like it was incredible to be able to share that with him. And even like Rich said, making new friends along the way. I mean, we sat there and bullshitted at the tavern for fucking 2 hours before I had to catch a train, talking about Laguna Seca and fucking all the different tracks in Europe and like just everything. It was absolutely incredible.
We stay there with the owner and the staff after they closed and played Uno and hung out for I think like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
and they hooked it up, and like it was just like Belgian hospitality. It was so like literally so fucking great, and like you just don't get to do things like this all the time, and when you do, like very, very rarely does it exceed your expectations. It's almost like that saying, like, never meet your heroes. But like in this, because everybody's an anti-hero, but like in this instance, like this experience, everything that I had dreamt of, it far, far exceeded it. And the people involved were just so amazing. And so shout out again to Felix Noel, like shout out again to the Taverne. Like, thank you all. Like this was really, really, truly like one of the best weekends of my life, and it was because of you people. Shout out to the guys that were there with us next to us on the track. I'll make sure I send them the link. But yeah, honestly, it was amazing and nothing short of it, and like better than anything I'd ever dreamt of. And it was also just, hey, no offense, fuckface, but like it was good to see you again. I haven't fucking seen you for 16 fucking years in person.
Give or take, because I was going to say 2009.
2009. Yeah. 2009. Because I left in 09.
Yeah, because last I saw you was Julius is going away, I think.
I don't even remember, dude. It was 2009. It was 16 years ago.
But
I remember there's a party, and I have pictures of us at a party together in 2009. So that's how I know that was the last time. But I left the unit in 09. So like, but no, I hadn't seen my friend my other friend in the last 10 years. And in between, literally almost lost him. So like that was really great, and like awesome to reconnect with him in Poland and in Belgium of all places, and to like take him along for this ride about F1. It was awesome. So let's talk about like Oscar Piastri fucking did it. We've been calling it all year, man. Like he's the stoic master and just like the one that's gonna go.
We still haven't gotten the Rise of Piastri poster.
Yes.
So
okay.
I will give Oscar this. He is a fucking opportunistic cunt. Like abso-fucking-lutely.
Why cunt? Like why can't you respect him instead of disrespecting him by calling him a cunt? Why can't you say
Australian?
He's an opportunistic,
is like
amazing?
That is a term of endearment.
Fair.
Yeah.
Redacted.
Every other country but this one, it is a beautiful thing.
Like
it is. I've worked with the A1 squad. Like they're like cunt is like good day cunt. Like when you walk in the office in the morning and it's like good day mate. You know, like also don't call them mate if you don't know them because you'll be like, who you calling mate cunt?
Yep. But
I'm not your mate cunt. I'm not your cunt guy. I gotta stop.
Okay, Meg. No. Anyways, so I will say this now that Lando showed me a lot this fucking weekend. That man closed down that fucking gap.
Show you he knows how to lose pole better than anybody.
Will you shut the fuck up, you Oscar riding motherfucker?
First turn. It was just right after the first turn.
It was the fifth turn, Meg. Be nice.
How many times did he lock up on that first turn?
Dude,
he was
that
trying
hard
on hards.
Not like that shit at all. And that's what I'm saying.
His tires, he was on hards and he was pushing them too hard because Oscar was on the mediums. Oscar stretched the mediums the whole race. He went on hards thinking like he might be able to pass them, which is a fuck up for McLaren. So
no. I am not going to say that was a fuck up on McLaren's part because realistically, Pirelli is saying that those tires should have been changed out at lap like 28, I think they were saying, for the mediums originally. Meg, you're muted.
If it was dry.
I think
if
it was
dry, then yes, that would have made sense.
What they said it should have
but that track was dry. We were sitting there looking at it. That track was dry as fuck after lap 10.
It was moist.
Anyways, so like the fact that Lando, of all people, who literally as soon as he normally gets like a gap to him, shuts down, fucks up, everything like that, and allows himself to just keep falling further and further back. The fact that he fought back and got it down to what? Under 3 seconds, Fabian? You're muted too.
In the threes. Yeah, it was in the threes.
Yeah, like he fucking got that back down twice that low, which is fucking impressive for Lando. And you all know how I feel about that bastard.
No, I agree. I mean, he's this year, after the first couple of races where he was just basically showing that he was the same guy from 2024, he's pulled it together. When he pulled out of social media, when he decided he was really going to get serious and start focusing on being a champion, it has made an impact on his racecraft. There's no doubt about it. If not his racecraft, then his focus on his racecraft, because he's got racecraft. I mean, we've never denied the fact that he does have that, but his mental has always been his barrier. And in this last 10 races or so, 8 to 10 races, he's really been looking pretty sharp for the most part. So got to give him credit. I mean, the guy's got it in him. I just don't know if this is going to be his year, but it still could be. It's close enough that it could be anybody's game up there.
I'm going to say this is a very unpopular opinion right now, but as I said, Oscar is very good at taking the opportunity whenever he can. I don't think he's even in the top 4 of the drivers on the grid right now as far as raw talent. He's just very opportunistic. He knows where he can pass. He knows the capability of the car. But if you look at drivers like Max, Lewis, God, this pains me to fucking say this, Leclerc, you have these just truly talented individuals. And I've seen 3 amazing passes out of Oscar that I will give him nothing but love on. Like, absolutely nothing but love. Because they were amazing passes. But that car right now is pulling up for him. And the fact that he's had a head case for a fucking teammate for how long really helped him out this year. So I think it's fair to say he's not yet, and I'm not saying he can't get to this level at all. That's not what I'm saying before you even get bitchy, Rich. I'm saying he's not there right now. He's just very good at seeing the opportunity.
I'm not going to argue with you on this. Like, I think it's slightly disrespectful to the man's talent to call him an opportunist, because every single fucking one of them is an opportunist. So, like, don't say it in a denigrating way. Yes,
I'm not.
Okay, I think
he's skilled at. Hold on. Go ahead.
He is doing what every single other driver on the grid would do. He is, yes, like, taking advantage of the opportunity and the car presented to him. Let me talk. Like, let me finish, because, like, I actually do agree with you when it comes to the level of raw talent and ability. He is top 5, but, like, not top 3. Like, there's people in front of him with more talent. He is in the best car, and he is driving it to the best of his ability. I would, however, like, caveat it by saying that I don't think that there's anyone else on the grid that is more stoic, more even-keeled, more able to handle pressure and manage it, especially at this young age that he's at, than anyone else. And it's why you'll see a quarter of the grid that is rookies not beat him ever. You know, he's had a few seasons under his belt and the ability to mature in the sport, and he has maximized every opportunity. So when you say opportunist and label him that way, yes, but you're saying that in a denigrating way when every single fucking person on the grid is the same opportunist.
You keep saying opportunities and value. I'm not.
Okay, girls.
I'm using it as a fucking compliment.
You say he's an opportunist.
Okay, girls.
It's obtuse. It's okay. Like, every fucking buddy is an opportunist. Every fucking buddy is an opportunist.
Okay. Cállate la boca.
Chiudi la boca.
Maricón. Okay, Meg, what were you going to say?
I'm going to say, fuck you too. No. If he is extremely skilled in overtaking, he can literally see a spot and grab it. But he does have insane talent, and he does have insane skill, because he is still in the top of the grid to see those opportunities and take them.
Good point.
I'm not disagreeing with you, and that is literally what the fuck I'm saying here. Like,
I just
I'm
said
not saying it as a bad thing.
I just said
no. You said this, and she said this, like the commercial. No, you said this, and she said that. So
maybe work on your tone inflection so it doesn't come out.
You always sound angry.
All I'm hearing is it's
not always.
What you said, it's how you said.
Well, this is an interesting conversation though, because if you reflect back on last year's season and when we got to the point of talking about Oscar being a boss, and you know, the whole Godfather of F1 analogy, the Michael Corleone thing, and all that. I don't exactly see it the way Jay sees it, nor do I agree with his methodology for his feelings on it. The truth of the matter is I see Oscar, being an absolute boss in qualifying. I see him executing really, really like smooth overtakes where they're required, daring overtakes when they're necessary, not doing anything too crazy or dangerous to increase his position on the grid during a race. There's a lot of what's going on with him that's keeping him in the fray right now that is well above a guy with his number of years in F1. I mean, he's in a stride right now, and he's only been there a short while. It's not like he's been there forever. Leclerc, for example, who is another one that has 8 wins now, along with him and Lando, has been there, twice, 2.5 times as long as Oscar's been there. And I wondered, I think I had done a post briefly that said, is 8 the number, right? Is that number? It's Ricardo, right? It was Ricciardo at 8. Leclerc's got 8 now. Oscar has 8, and I wonder if 8 is the bottom of the totem, what do you call it, plateau, right? Like, do you get 8 and all of a sudden you just can't win anymore or something? Will we see the same kind of thing happen with Oscar that's happened with Leclerc? Who knows? But in terms of just talent, I mean, Leclerc's a talented driver, no question. He's smooth. He's good. He's got good vision, on the track and all that stuff. But right now, I mean, pound for pound, your card is Oscar and Lando. And it really is. And if I had to put my money on somebody yesterday, if I had to put money down, I'd be going with Lando. I mean, Oscar is what I'm saying. I'd be going with Oscar. There's no doubt. I mean, just hands down, if I had to put the money down, it would definitely be Oscar. Not to say that Lando isn't in the mix and can't do it, but I don't see the same level of maturity in the racecraft and the driving and what he's doing to get to race day out of Lando as I see in Oscar. I just don't see it.
And that's what I was saying about the head case portion of it. He's benefited from having a head case as a
Hey, hold on. No, that's not fair. You can't say that shit because they've been focusing so hard on mental health in F1 for the past year, and you're sitting here calling someone a head case.
Once Lando gets inside of his fucking head,
still detrimental to mental health
for him. That is not being degrading on it at all. Last episode before, I literally sat here and talked for 15 minutes about how much Lando's head game has in. Wow, that sounded horrible.
And with that beautiful
pause. Pause. Jay.
I'm gonna have to dip out.
All right.
Wow.
Meg, love you. Like
my predictions my predictions are in the thing. But damn.
Yes.
I didn't know you were that familiar with his head game, Jay. Yes. Did he bite you? Is that why you're such a hater on him sometimes?
Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle.
Bye.
Oh my God, that was great.
Oh, she is precious.
Back to Lando's.
But let's carry that point through though. Like,
okay. Well, we all agree.
Yes.
We all agree that when Lando's in his head, it definitely has a negative impact on his results. That's a given. We know that.
We've spoken about this mental health with these young drivers extensively.
Right.
To bring to light in this episode, because not everybody listens to every single one.
Right.
It is very, very important and significant. I do want Jay to finish this point. I'm sorry to cut you off, Fabes.
No, you're good.
So, just like I was saying earlier, the fact that Lando did not get in his fucking head this time and showed that he could still come back. If it wouldn't have been for those tires, I don't think Piastri was winning this fucking race. Like, did McLaren make a mistake? No, I think they did what they would have done with the best information they had at the time, which is those tires should have died off, and the hards were the better choice to go the whole way. Now,
but was that not like when the results show, and I'm not criticizing your opinion or disagreeing with you, but like the results show that was a mistake. Yes, because Lewis pitted first and went from 16th to 7th.
Yeah,
he was the first one. He was the first one off wets or inners, and the first one onto softs, and made them last the rest of the run, which was the same strategy that they did. And it was like, Fabian, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I believe that was his call. No, I have you muted. Sorry.
I'm sorry. It was Lewis's call to go off the entrance to the mediums when he did.
Thank you. And
he was pulling a Silverstone.
I told Jay, like, because he was like, Lewis can't do anything after the quali. And I was like, he can pull Brazil. With the rain and on this course, it's the only way he can. It has to fucking rain for him to do anything. So for our segment, we were right. We were wrong. Jay? Oh, you're also muted.
That's my fault. No, that was my fault. I tapped the mic.
All good.
So
all good, brother.
So you wouldn't yell at me and beat me. Anyways,
I love you.
Liar. That's why you said I hit a doorknob. Anyways, so we're sitting there. He's arguing that he thinks Lewis can get podium. Don't let this motherfucker lie to you here. He was like, Lewis was. You're now muted, Rich.
I said the only way he could reach podium would be some insane Brazil moment, was what I said. But I did say that, like, if there's rain, he has a chance to, like, have a Brazil-like moment.
Well,
so, like,
clarify. Let's unpack this a little bit more, because here's the one variable that we haven't discussed about what Lewis accomplished on that day. He was underfueled because they put a heavier downforce wing on and didn't fuel the car properly for the changes that they made when they took the hit with the engine. When they took the hit with the engine and had the pit lane start, they were able to do stuff to the car. What they didn't do was fuel it. So when Lewis finally caught up to Albon, which was early in the gambit, he had to lift and coast the rest of the race. It was very likely that Lewis was going to nail a podium finish in that race, were it not for the fact that he didn't have the fuel and he had to manage fuel consumption. So the timing of the stop seemed right. The tire proved to be right because his medium was not falling off as fast as Albon's, and Albon's was a couple of laps younger than his. Okay? And back to Leclerc, he managed the hell out of that tire in that race. That's the one thing that I think Leclerc is extremely brilliant at. In fact, if you remember, was it the race that he won in Italy, the home race, where he did 39 laps on a soft, was it? It was something insane. So, you know, these guys all have their particular strengths and weaknesses with their car and the type of braking and engine braking and different combinations of things that they do. That's what makes watching all 20 spaces on the grid so interesting, right? I mean, my thing is, when, you know, I'm serious. When the front is kind of sorted out and you know what's going on and we're 3/4 of the way through the race, on my F1 TV app, dude, I'm going to the DRS train and looking to see who's about to get bold on the brakes and do something really cool in a Williams or a Haas or whatever the case may be, because there's always something exciting going on. So when people say a race is a snooze fest, maybe from the live side of the perspective and your one particular vantage point, it could possibly look that way. But from a spectator side of it, when you've got access to see any and everything, I haven't seen a boring race yet from that perspective. And there's a lot of really good racecraft going on. And we'll get into the whole, you know, changes at Red Bull and when now Yuki's looking like he's got a fire under his belly all of a sudden, you know, inside of his belly too, because he's got parts now. He's got seemingly equal treatment. There's a lot to talk about, you know, about that and look at the impact that it's already having. But
you're right though. So like I wouldn't have called it a snooze fest, especially if you like when we were there. When you go back and kind of watch it on the outside, it's nothing compared to what it was live. Like just the cars going by, the sounds, the emotions, everything. As a race goes, there wasn't a ton of overtaking. There wasn't a ton of like incidents or drama. You know what I mean? And so, like, I think that's why Jay came in with, like, it was sort of a snooze fest. Like, if we go back and watch what we watched on track, it just, like, simply doesn't compare. But also, like, it wasn't one of the most dramatic GPs of the year. The biggest moments, and there was only, like, maybe a handful of big moments, right? It was the Oscar pass on Lando.
That was amazing.
It was, and it was Lewis getting that good pit strategy. Finally for Ferrari, having good strategy.
Agreed.
Do you believe, and I'm curious on your thoughts on this, but also Jay's thoughts on this of like who was the impetus of that? Was it Lewis or was it strategy?
No, it's I mean. Yeah, clearly.
I want to hear your opinions on this, and then I want to segue into the topic of Vasseur is going to stay.
Okay, so
Fred's staying.
Clearly, we've seen that Well, first of all, Lewis had a small fan with him that weekend that he brought into the garage, and the little kid asked him, "What are your favorite circuits?" And Lewis's response was Spa and Silverstone. So, when you look at what he did in Silverstone in 24 to win his Grand Prix there, it was a mixed conditions environment like Spa. There was wet, there was not wet, there were parts of the track that were, parts of the track that were dry. He boldly called for the slick tire, went on the slick tire, and then managed a lot of laps at speed on that circuit where people were struggling and running off into the overrun areas and stuff like that, and he pulled it off. He loves that. Like, he thrives on that, like he said earlier, late last year, being in front all the time isn't always the greatest thing in the world because you don't have anyone to race against, right? But I will tell you this. Yeah, definitely that was his call. I have no doubt in my mind, and there's been nothing to say anything differently, right? And clearly he didn't know he was underfueled. That's unfortunate, because once you start getting LICO instructions, and you've already gone from P18 or P17 to P7, that's really disheartening. But what I actually like about what happened with that, me personally, because we're kind of like at the halfway point of the season, I love the fact that he got to become very familiar with that new rear end with that floor. I love the fact that he got many more laps where he had to deeply focus on keeping that car in certain locations, coming in and out of turns at certain speeds, using the engine braking, which he never had to use at Mercedes. I think that was a great exercise for him.
I wanted to talk about like his actual issues with qualifying, because he certainly did not do what we expected and like any of us predicted or thought was going to happen. He has been working with Brembo to implement a brake upgrade and like something that gives him a little bit more sensitivity. And Charles had it in Canada. Lewis did not. This was his first weekend, and that was why he spun out at the bus stop, and that was why he struggled so much. They made adjustments, and it obviously paid dividends. It obviously allowed him to do, and I'm going to call we were right. Jay, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. But like I said, like, I think he can do this still. Like, I think he can go from
like
18.
Oh, yeah.
And score some points at least,
like
not toss the weekend away. It's one of those things. It's almost like when with my bestie Lance Stroll, it's like he needs some kind of extra external motivation to go, and when you're at the peak of your performance and you have some kind of external motivation that's just like, I have to do this now, when you're at this level of professionalism, I think it gave him that. I think like going out in like SQ3 and Q3, like that is not Lewis Hamilton, right? Like that's not prototypical for him, especially on this track. And I think that like when they dialed in somehow like the braking performance and he got it back, that's what did it. It's still like, and we need to talk about this later because we're kind of running short on time, but like Charles is a Ferrari driver. Lewis is learning how to be a Ferrari driver. Even at this later day stage in his career, even at 40 years old, he's still learning how to be a Ferrari driver. I think there's the connection between him and Fred that like really matters. And I think that's the extension contract. I think that Lewis's opinion like holds weight there, and that he likes Fred and what he's doing. And he knows like, hey, let's stop this constant upheaval with Ferrari. Like, let's stop doing that. We need consistency. We need time together. We need to like build this bond and relationships. You can't keep tossing away somebody because they took second place in the constructors.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And so, like,
And only by a few, and only
that's
off by a few points last year. It was down to the
Exactly.
last race, literally.
It's nuts. It's nuts to fire your principal for that. Like it's I get high standards, I get perfection, and like the only like goal is that, but I think they're learning some lessons now. And if they want Lewis to stay there, then they have to like accommodate that. And I think like, it may be, and this is my conspiracy theory, is that it's Lewis's like advocacy for Fred that kept him with the team.
Yeah, I think Toto's recent comments didn't hurt Fred either, because Toto Wolff also said that if he was to pick a team principal out of who was available right now, Fred Vasseur would be at the very top of his list. You know, and Toto's a pretty sharp team principal. He's not a moron. So it's really
he's not,
really interesting.
and he's not trying to even like stir the controversy. I think between like if there's any controversy, it's with Red Bull and Mercedes. Like he's not trying to fuck shit up for Ferrari, and I do believe like in his heart he wants the best for Lewis.
Yeah.
He gave them everything he could.
Man, he left it on the field for sure, without question. So I don't disagree with that at all. Not one bit.
Jay, come back in. What do you got?
So, I will say this now: like Lewis is actually doing what he can with the shit that is Ferrari right now. He has been pushing and trying and everything like that. Like, and Fabian, you made the comment earlier. I think it was you. I apologize if I'm wrong here. But whenever we were talking about Oscar, you said, well, Charles has been in double the time. But here's the thing. Oscar's first year and a half did not go that well. It wasn't until that big update where they became a true fucking powerhouse. And now he's winning races and everything like that. Charles has never had the best car. He's never had the better. Rich, better or no?
No. Do you like?
I didn't touch my mic or anything. Like,
do you have something playing in the background?
No. Hold on. Let me turn up my gain a little bit. Is that better?
No, it's worse. Is there audio playing in the background?
No, there's nothing nearby, like, at all.
Stop talking. I can hear something playing.
It might be the noise cancellation. Hold on.
Your creating won't work for me. It's fine. This is the joys of hosting, producing, directing.
That's it, baby. That is it.
Is that better now?
Yes.
Dude, there's a TV going every time I do this, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyways, so Leclerc has never really had a really great car except for early part of 22, I think it was, or early part of 23. No, 22. Like, it's comparing apples to oranges at that point. Let's see them in equal cars. I'm completely down with that. But, and I even told Rich this at Spa, I was like, I will never take anything away from Lewis. I may not think most highly of him, but I'm still very much a big component of he is a great driver. He's just benefited from supercars. And Fabian, you're muted, and I already know where you're going with this, but if you try to argue with me on the 2014 to 2020...
Keep going. Keep going. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Nico, that's all I really got to say. But what he did was impressive. He's done this several times throughout his career, and this is the first time that I can honestly say I think I've seen him do it with a shitbox. And I'm impressed. So, yeah. Obviously, you've got to listen to people like him, Alonso, Max, people who know that car better than they know themselves. And whenever you listen to them, good things happen. So it's not really a surprise that he went and got back up that high to me.
I'm actually like somewhat impressed to hear you say that, because you've kind of always been somewhat of a Lewis hater.
I think he's a whiny bitch, but
I think he's a fucking Formula One driver with 20
oh
years
yeah,
of sport.
I
think he's demanding and very demanding of his team, because he knows what the fuck he's talking about, because he is a seasoned professional and has far beyond earned the right to declare that. So, like, it makes sense to me that he is the way that he is. And I don't think he's a whiny bitch. I think that's far more pejorative, and you throw things out and labels like this, like towards him and Oscar, that like just bother me. And we'll continue to argue about them. I love you. You're muted because you keep fucking clicking while I'm talking. But speak on it. Yourself is muted now, so you can speak on it. I'll edit this out. Or don't.
Oh, okay. No, what I was gonna say is that it's amazing that like you can bash on any driver on the grid and it's completely okay, but the second that I do it to two drivers that you like, it becomes an issue.
It's when it's completely disrespectful and contrary to their actual nature.
One driver a French fuckface who can't drive, another one a stupid dick with bad hair that can't drive, and another one that's daddy's little boy and fucking can't drive.
First of all, one of those is my new best friend. As soon as
I'm talking about all throughout this time.
The first one was ferret-faced French fuck.
I apologize.
Who causes crashes with more talented drivers. I have since redacted and gone back. Ocon's a good dude. He drives for a U.S.-owned team, and he's performing quite admirably. So I have walked it back. Liam Lawson go fuck himself in the ass, and I'll stand on that. And and his hair still looks dumb. So like,
but
hey, let's talk about Yuki. Let's talk about Yuki.
Yeah,
that's the topic we need to talk about.
That's one of Jay's favorite topics. Good idea.
Jay, let's talk about Yuki. What's going on with Yuki right now?
I think with Horner not wanting him there and everything like that, it was really fucking with him. I think him not getting either sim time or something, I have no clue what was going on behind the scenes, obviously. But something was off. Yuki should have been in that car from the beginning of the year. Simple as that. He had earned the right just because of time on fucking in the company. Like, I get that Christian didn't like him and fucking everything like that, but it was a bullshit ass move on all of Red Bull at that point. I think if you would have given Yuki a full, what are we at, 7 months now into this season? If he would have had the full time and actually had the ability to have the same car, granted, that's on him because of the wreck and everything. But I think he would have been a lot better off. I think now with Mekis in charge, who he's worked with for the past, correct me if I'm wrong here, Fabian, 3 years, 2 years? I can't remember how long he was there at RB.
I'm sorry.
Mekis.
Was I muted? No, he was there. He's been there 3 years.
It was either 2 or 3 years because, yeah. But having somebody that he's familiar with, having everything going like that, this guy knows how to work with them. I don't think you're going to see him get higher than Checo's point total last year because I just think the car is that much worse. and I think he is going to probably be sitting around the same spot or position as Checo did, probably about 8th, maybe 7th. But the thing is he's going to still qualifying close to max. He's still running lap times close to max. And we've all said countless times on this, Max is the most raw talent. And Rich, I remember you going off about this at Spa, that Max is the most raw talented individual on the grid, and probably on the grid for the past 20 years.
No, zero argument here, dude. Yeah, complete agreement. He's proven it time and time again, and I have no argument there for you.
So, like, realistically, having that as a teammate and still being within 0.2 to 0.3 of a second within him is amazing. And I think they really need to actually look at Yuki as a possible long-term solution and start getting him in the sim and having things set up. Like, yes, I get it. You want to set things up for Max, but
the next Vettel, like, really?
I won't go that far, just because Vettel was a monster. Like, absolutely. Fair. Yeah.
I mean, in comparison to the second seat and how trivial it's been and how like upchurning it's been, like it's just not, like, they need consistency. I think Ferrari is realizing that, and this is a solid segue into the keeping of Fred. But like, I think Ferrari's doing the right move with the keeping of Fred Vasseur. I think they acknowledge that, like, there's a necessity for longevity, and I'm not harkening back to it, but like that's why I think like Ferrari's signing Fred again. Also, Fred again, great DJ. There's my ADHD coming into play. Listen, Fred again. Fred Vasseur again is going to be with Ferrari. Red Bull has announced formally that Max is staying through 2026. That's a we were right. Like, we called that. Jay, I think you were the biggest one that called it first. And said, like, he's not going to leave until after the new regulations, and he's going to give it a season and see how it plays out. So there's a solid we were right. Do we have any conspiracy corners before we wrap it up? Nothing crazy yet?
No, because I mean, like, realistically, we've pretty much had everything that we've said for conspiracy corner come true.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of we were rights.
Yeah.
I predict Nico Hülkenberg on the podium before, like, in the second half of this year. And I think that's going to happen. He's just too consistent, too hardworking, shitty weekend for him. But I believe we're going to see Nico back on the podium again, and hopefully getting the celebration that he, like, truly deserved, without, like, the spoiled brats of McLaren. And yeah,
maybe that's what I was meaning whenever I said little bitch. Was it then? Maybe
it was. And like, you called him a little bitch because of, like, radio contact, but in, like, asking for the place back, but also because of, I think it was a little, like, jaded, but not unfairly. Like, I think it was a fair evaluation. He should have, out of everybody, been the one to, like, put his arm around Nico or, like, be spraying champagne with him. And that just didn't happen.
I'm still highly disappointed in those two for that shit.
I'm still highly disappointed in the fucking Lego trophy. Like, I get the gimmick, I get the marketing, and like, but fuck that.
Bro, Lego was everywhere.
Do 2 trophies. Oh, they were all over the goddamn place. They had their own booth, and it was like a primary thing. How cool was it, Jay, to see the trophy with the names on it?
Yeah, I forgot to send you that, Fabian. I'm sorry.
You got to see that?
Yeah,
Yes.
hang on, I'll send it to you right now.
So let me while we're talking Spa again for a moment, let me segue into two things so we can cover some bases, and this way we can carve some stuff out that we might have to cut out a lot of the Rich J Fabian arguing session.
Shoot for it.
No, seriously, really interesting. So as of now, the F1 movie has become Apple Studios' highest grossing film. Okay. It's passed $510 million on a budget of about 200 million. That's pretty freaking impressive. The IMDb score, which anything that has a 6.5 or better is always really good to watch on IMDb, is a 7.9. So it's hovering at an 8. That's pretty impressive. It's beaten out some of the major other releases around it at this time. But what's also really interesting about that, and for those of you who haven't seen it, no spoilers, but they talked to Brad Pitt recently about this film and about making the film. And one of the conversations centered around their experiences and their impression of the circuits. And he said that he's got this really deep love for Silverstone because they got to get their footing there. It's kind of where they started driving the cars, right? The modified F2 cars that look like F1 cars. That's where they got their laps in to start getting familiar with what it's like to actually drive these cars. And then he said he loved Abu Dhabi because they spent a couple of months there filming the final sequence, because that's the end of the year deal. He said, but nevertheless, the ultimate high of the entire process of making the movie was Spa. He was like, oh my God, 4.3 miles, 100-meter elevation change through the woods in the back, the Puhan corner, the double apex, off camber, you're coming downhill into it, such a smooth, graceful feeling. And then, of course, Eau Rouge. He said, we went to the bottom of Eau Rouge and just looked up, and it was just like crazy. And when Fernando Alonso went by, he said, quote, it sucked the air out of your lungs. So it comports exactly with what you guys were describing in the experience of what Spa was like. That left the greatest impression on him and Damson Idris over all the circuits they got to race on, and they did get to race on quite a bit of it because they were embedded for the entire 2024 season, right? Spa just absolutely knocked their socks off.
I said it like a little bit earlier, but it's a truly magical place.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like when you go to Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
and like everything is just so perfect. Everything's so well thought of and well placed and thought out. But it's just the experience of seeing this in person. It goes far, far beyond seeing like a Disney castle or the characters or anything. Like even if you're not a Formula One fan, I think people that were there for their first time, like I had a friend with me that had never been to a Formula One race, had never like showed a legitimate interest in Formula One. And he was like, yeah, no, this is breathtaking. Like, this is amazing. I see why you do this now. Like, I get it. And I'm like, yeah, man, all you have to do is go to a GP. But especially this one. And then you combine that with all of like the friendship and camaraderie and everything else that we had this weekend. It was just literally nothing short of amazing. Like literally one of the top 5 weekends of my life, and it won't change.
Awesome. No, it's pretty awesome. I'm envious that you guys got to do it. God willing, I'm looking forward to doing it with my son. When he finishes his apprenticeship, Spa is his favorite. It was the very, very first. It's up here. It was the very first, right there. Well, that was the other one. Spa's right here. It was the very first circuit that I bought to put in this room because of him. He's like, "You familiar with Spa?" And I'm like, "I don't remember it," because remember I was watching F1 when I was 6. It was 69, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "I don't remember Spa," and he was like, "Oh, Dad, you need to see the evolution of Spa and the whole thing with the building that's still there and all that kind of stuff, So yeah, that's the first one that he wants to go to, and I'm like, I am on board for that. Like, let's make it happen. And I definitely told him, I said, look, whatever we got to do, beg, borrow, or steal, we got to do the grandstand by Eau Rouge. Like, that's got to be, to see that turn 1 and that run up to and through Eau Rouge to what is it? What's the next one? Is it Radeon? That probably has got to be one of the coolest, because you get to see turn 1, that acceleration up the drop in the up and then through there. What could be better at Spa than that? I don't know, but that looks pretty freaking awesome.
Literally nothing, but go ahead,
So,
Jay. Like you had something.
No, yeah,
I will say this now.
Yeah.
You might want to start working on those press passes now, because that area is like $8,000 a ticket. Like, it's no fucking joke.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah. Like, that is one of arguably the first or second most famous corner in all of racing.
Well, this is supposed to be his gift to himself for making Pilot, you know.
Oh, okay.
So and when he makes Pilot, his contract rate is damn near $100,000 a month. So I think he'll be able to afford it. So I'm like, yeah, celebrate that way. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know?
My buddy that was there with me, Gavin, asked, like, how do we get up there? And I was like, man, spend a lot of money. Like, and I think I said like $7 to $10,000 per ticket. And I was like, look at what those people are wearing. Every single one of them is in designer head to toe. So like, their outfits cost more than what they paid. So like, that's how I gauged my pricing. It's good to hear that it was that accurate, though.
I told you that up there.
You said it, but like that was how I called it. I was like, yeah. I was like, they're wearing $1,000 shoes, you know, $2,000 jeans, you know, and like $3,000 to $4,000 shirts. Like I could see the designer from here at the base of it. And just look up and like every single one of them, and it's VIP passes. So like, it's pricey.
I believe it.
If I had the money, I would pay it. Like, honestly, if I had that money just sitting around in my checking account, I would have paid for it.
It's a pretty sick view.
It's a once in a lifetime experience. Yeah. And like that's what I said. And we'll wrap on this, but like it was literally my lifelong dream come true just to come to the track and just to see it in person.
Yeah.
And like very, very seldomly do you get to do this, and it actually turns out better than you ever possibly imagined. It literally brought tears of joy to my eyes. It literally like was so impactful for me. I've raced hundreds of hours on this track in the sim. It's like $1 million credit race for Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
For an hour.
Yeah.
So I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours on this. And nothing could compare. Like literally nothing that I've ever taken from digital to 3-dimensional and real life, like could compare. It's amazing. Hey, this has been season 2, episode 15. Great episode, guys. Appreciate the banter. Appreciate the passionate, honest candor. I love you all. We will be back next week. We're gonna do a mid-season review next week. We're gonna talk about the Cuban Grand Prix, and we're gonna discuss just the status of affairs for how things are going to go for the second season. A lot of bold predictions, and tune in next week. But thank you for listening and tuning in to Formula One Fans of America.
Fuel me up, Adami. Fuel me up.